Okay, in today's class we discuss about the interfacing the DC motor using LPC 2148. Okay, so first question, what do you mean by DC motor? So all of you know, all of you have studied about DC motor, right? So this particular DC motor is nothing but what? So it is going to mainly convert your electrical energy into mechanical energy. So your DC motor which you are going to have, so that is basically used to convert the electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay, so that is what your motor is going to do. So now all of you have gone through the motors in your basics of your electricals, I think. So basically it consists of stator and rotors. So with the help of the windings, okay, so the windings will be there inside your stators and rotors. So when you are providing the electric current to these windings, okay, so when the electric current is, so windings or coil will be there, so the coil will be there, so coil of wire which will be there inside the motor. Okay, so when the current is passed through that one, the current is passed, what it is going to produce, so it is going, when current is passed, it is going to produce the magnetic field. Okay, so whenever the current is passed, it is basically used producing the magnetic field. So with the help of the magnetic field, the stator and rotor, it will be having the repulsion, and with the help of the repulsion, it is going to start moving. Okay, so that in turn, when the repulsion is more, so it will start moving, and you are going to observe that that particular coil is moving, that particular motor is moving. That is how it is going to move with respect to the uh, DC motor. So now, depending upon the magnetic field, okay, so magnetic field, how it is be generated. So the direct magnetic field produced. Okay, so whatever the, so this particular magnetic field, in what direction it is been, in what direction that particular magnetic field is produced. So that determines whether that particular motor is going to rotate in the clockwise direction or it is going to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. So in what direction and magnetic field. Okay, so magnetic field is produced by the coil. So that will determine you the produced by coil which you are going to have. Okay, so even this will be changed if you change the flow of the current. So then the movement of the motor will be reversed. Okay, then and the magnitude of the current flowing through it also will be moved. Okay, so this is what the basics of your motor. So which you have in your first year only, I think. The same thing we are going to have here. The same logic we are going to make use of here. So only thing is we have to energize the coil. Okay, so when we want to energize a particular coil, so by energizing the coil, we are going to give the current to that particular coil. So current, energizing the coil is nothing but what? We are going to provide the current. Okay, energizing the coil is nothing but what? It is why we are going to provide you the current. When the power, when the current is provided to that particular coil, so it is going to produce the magnetic field. So and depending upon how the current is flown, so that it means in which way, in which direction that particular motor has to rotate. Okay, so that is what the basics of your DC motor. So now when it comes to the next, so all of you have we have seen in your LPC 2148. So your LPC 2148 will be there. So your LPC 2148 is having two ports. So that we are going to, one is port 0 and other is port 1. So both are of 32-bit width. So both will be of 32-bit width. So these ports are of 32-bit wide. Okay, these ports are 32-bit wide, which we are going to have. So now here in this particular port, so if we take port 0, so port 0 can be, so out of this 32-bit, okay, so out of this 32-bit, totally 32-bit will be there. Out of this 32-bit, so 28 bits, so 28 bits is configured to act as either output port or input port, output port or input port. So now, so depending upon the type of the application which you are going to have, so if you take the keypad, for example, so you are getting the input, that is input you are giving. At that time, you have to set that particular port to act as the input. So now you are sending the data to the coil. So that means you are sending the data from the processor to the coil. So when you are sending the data from the ARM processor, that is LPC2148 to the coil, that is the output. So now here in this particular program, we have to make that particular port which you are going to use, so to act as a output port. So whenever you are going to have, so your port 0, when you are using the port 0, so out of in this particular port 0, you are going to have the 28-bit configured to act as either output port or input port. So if you specify 1 to that particular port, so that will be configured as output. So if you give 0, that will be configured as input. Okay, so if you give 1, that will be configured as output port. So if you are sending 0, that will be configured as input port. So totally 32 bits, the 32 bits we are going to have in port 0. So that we are going to refer it was what? But port 0.0.1.2.3. So like that till it will be there till 31. So totally it is having 32 ports. Okay, totally it will be having 32. Similarly, you are going to have port 1. So there are 2 ports, right? So one is port 1, both are of 32 bit only. But in your port, so only 28 bit is configured to act as either in output or input. So before going for port 1, so let us see. Oh, 1 minute. Okay. So in another 4 pins are there, right? So another 4 pins are there here. How it will be configured? So if we take another 4 pin, so if we take the 31st pin, that is P0.31. So always that is configured as output. Always this particular port is configured as output port. Always this port is configured as output port. Okay. So that's what you are going to have. So that will be configured as output port. So next, another ports are there. Some ports are there. That is nothing but your PO24. So that is port 0, 24 bit, and port 0, that is 26 bit, and port 0, 27 bit. So these are reserved for future purpose. So if you want to have, if any hardware manufacturers, if he wants to use that particular ports, he can use that particular ports. Okay. So depending upon his requirement. So or if you want to build your own applications in the future. So even if you are doing some research activities at that time, so I want to make use of these particular ports, you can use these ports. Okay. So that is port 0, 27, 24, 26 and 27. These ports are reserved for future use. So now this is about port 0. So next is port 1. So you're going to have the port 1. So if we take the port 1, so here port 1, in this particular port 1, so you're going to have, it is also a 32 bit, but you are going to make use of only 16 bit. Only 16 bit are used. So only 16 bit are used here. Now once the 16 bit are used, what are the bits it is going to use? So that is going to make use of P1 16 to P1 31. So that is basically it is used for general purpose IO. So that is general purpose input output operation. It is going to be used. So that is what refers as GPIO. So it is general purpose input output operation. So general purpose input output operation. Okay. So for that particular purpose, it is going to be used here. Okay. So this is how it is going to work. So apart from this one, if you want to set, okay. So how I have to select that particular port? So you're going to have the select pin like IO select 0, IO select 0 is there, IO select 1 is there, IO select 2 is there. Okay. So when you are going to have the select pin select. So it is going to have the pin select, which pin you have to select it. So you're going to have pin cell 1, pin cell 0, pin cell 1, pin cell 2. So these are also registered inside your LPC 2148. Okay. So this why it is used. So it will be used to configure your port. So it is used to configure the ports. Okay. This is basically used to configure the port. So what are the bits it is going to have to be used? Configure ports it is going to have. So if we take the pin cell 1, if we take the pin cell 0, okay. So pin cell 0, it is going to configure used for port 0 pins P0.0 to P0.15. Okay. So if you are going with the pin select 1, when you want to configure any of the port, so it is also is going to configure the port 0 pins from P016 to P031. So here similarly you are going to have pin cell 2 register. So that is going to make use of port 1 pins. So it is going to have the port 1 pins from P016 to P1. So that is port 1, P116 to P131. So these are the basics which are required. So now if I want to set some of the bits in that particular bit to set to 1, so I have to pass using that particular register as IO set. So you're going to have, apart from this, so you're going to have the IO set register, IO direct register, right? IO clear register are there. So we'll discuss one by one. So IO pin register are there. Okay, so some of the registers are there. Apart from these pins, so you're going to have IO set pin. Okay, IO set pin, IO clear pin. Okay, IO clear register is there. Then you are going to have IO direction pin, direction register pin is there. So next you are going to have IO pin is there. So these are the registers. So why you are going to use this particular register? It is used to set a particular bit to 1. Set particular bit to 1. You are going to make use of particular bit to 1, because whenever you are using any ports, so I have to make any particular port to be 1 or 0 to make that one as output port, act as a output port as input port. So by how I have to send 1 for that particular point. So you are going to make use of IO set. So sometimes you have to make all your port to be act as an input port. So then sometimes in the previous operation, some ones will be there at that time, all in those 32 bit. So if I want to make all zeros for that particular 32 bit, so I want to make use of IO clear. So next is IO direction. So in the IO direction, it is going to make a particular port to act as output port or input port. So particular port to act as output port or input port. As output, as port act as output or input. Okay, so output or input. So now when you are going to have 1, it will be acting as a output port. When it is 0, it is going to have the input port. Similarly, IO pin is there, one more register. So that is mainly used to read or write the value onto port. Okay, so this particular register, it is going to be used. So this IO pin register is basically used to write or read the value. Okay, write or read the value. Okay, write or read the value on port 0 or port 1. So you are going to have IO pin 0 and IO pin 1. So using that one, you are going to use that, make that particular bit to set to 1 or not. So these are some of the basics which you require to know before writing the program. So now when you are going with a DC motor, when you are interfacing it, so here there it is going to have the, if I want to go with the anti-clockwise direction, I want to send the bit, I want to make my port 1 be a port 16 bit. So it's going to make use of, so in the DC motor, for the hardware which you are going to have in the lab. Okay, so the hardware present in the lab, what it wants is, so hardware present. So here, what I want to energize the coil. How I have to energize the coil? Either if you want to go with a, if I want to make use of this particular bit to 1. So I want to send 1 to 1 to port 0.5. Okay, so then your port 0.6. Okay, so that is going to be used for clockwise direction. So this is for anti-clockwise direction. This way you are going to have, this way port you are going to use. So when you are just going to have the clockwise direction, I have to set the bit to here in port 0.5. So then I am going to clear this particular bit. So using the clear command. So before that one, I have to select the, I have to check that whether my switch is set or 1. So because when you press the switch only, when you press the switch, so press the switch. So here when they press the switch, so the motor has to run. So this particular switch press which you are going to have, that has to be configured in one port address. So that will be stored in port 0 16, port 1 16 bit. That will be stored in port 1 16 bit. So if it is an anti-clockwise direction, okay. So if it is an anti-clockwise direction, if we are going to have, so if it is an anti-clockwise direction, so if it is an anti-clockwise direction, if you want to rotate, so then this particular port 117 has to be configured. Okay. So now if I want to stop the motor, so that will be configured at pin number 10. So to stop that particular port. So these are the some of the basics which you have. So your port 1.16 is going to have switch 1. Port 1.17 is going to represent it with anti-clock switch for your rotate the motor in anti-clockwise direction, and your port 1.10 is configured for your stop to stop. So these switches are pre-configured. Okay, that is your P1.17, P1.16. So this is pre-configured by whom? This is pre-configured by manufacturer, hardware manufacturer. So this will be pre-configured by the hardware manufacturer. Okay, so this will be pre-configured by the hardware manufacturer. Okay, that you have to keep in your mind. So now, when you want to write the code, so only logic here is what? So whenever you are pressing some switch on the board that is in the hardware, so that particular switch, in which direction it has to rotate. Okay, so then it has to check for that one and it has to rotate in that particular fashion. So it has to check that which pin is 1 and which pin is 0. Okay, so that like that I have to check and I have to make that particular pin to be run or not. Now before going for that one, so here you have seen that, so I want to make your pin number 5, 6, 7 to act as a output port. So I want to set my direction flag. So by using the IO direction 0, so I am going to have the IO direction 0, port 0, 16. So this is port 0, 16, which you are going to have. Okay, so port 0, 16, port 0, 17, port 0, 18, 10. So now for this one I have to write the program. So let us see how to write the program here. So once I write the program, you will understand how it will be written. So basically, I have to first I'm going to have the header file. So that is #include lpc 214x.h. So that is the header file which you require. So then for clockwise direction, I'm going to set it. So switch which switch have been pressed. So that I am going to define as clock 1. So that I am going to write the macro. So that has to set mode. So 1 at the 16th bit. So I'm going to have 1 here, for example. So 1, it is shifted by 16th bit. Okay, 1 is shifted towards left by 16th bit. So if it is rotating by 16th bit, what it is going to do? It is going to set my P1.16 as the switch. So your P1.16 is acting as a switch. So which will be acting in port 1, 16. So that is pre-configured by the hardware manufacturer. So this is pre-configured. Okay. So similarly, I have to define to make my motor to run in anti-clockwise direction. That is anti-clockwise direction. So here, the bit which is going to set for use for that particular port is 17th port. So that is you are going to shift to 17th bit. So this is your switch 2 on the board. So that I am going to configure, that is P1.17. So next I need to stop. So for stop, which port I am going to use? 10th port. So I'm going to have the stop. So I'm going to make use of 10th port. So 10, I'm going to shift left by 1 by 10 positions. So here, this particular switch is mainly used to stop. And which port it is acting? It is acting in port 1, 10. Okay, so I go port 1, 10. These are all pre-configured already. So these are pre-configured in the hardware. So need not have to be, this is fixed. So whenever you are writing the program in our college, we have to follow this one. But it is not the same if you are taking the program from the other college. It is will differ because we don't know what is the hardware they are using. Okay, so depending upon the hardware manufacturer, these program are written. So this is already pre-programmed for switch 1, switch 2 and stop. So what here you are going to have? So here you are going to configure your clockwise direction, anti-clockwise direction, and stop. So next is your int main. So I'm going to start with your int main of void. Okay, so int main of void. So I am set the direction flag. So I want to make my some port to act as an input port and some port to act as a output port. So for that one, I am going to have the IO direction 0. So I want to set what? So port number 5, 6, and 7 as output port. Okay, port number 5, 6, 7, I have to configure as a output port. So for that one, 0x is 0. I'm going to pass. So if I'm going to have 0x is 0, that will be what? 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Bit is 1, 6 bit is 1, 7 bit is 1. So all these ports are acting as what? Output port. So your bit port number 5, port number 6, and port number 7 is acting as a output port. So that's what I am going to configure here. Okay, so always in your code, these two are used for your clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. That is your 5th bit and 6th bit. So 5th bit and 6th bit is used for clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. But your 7th bit, which is there, enable pin. So this should be always high. So this enable pin should be always high. Okay, so this should be always high. Okay, so that's why we are setting your bit 5, 6, 7, all these 3 to 1 by initializing your direction flag to 0x is 0. So for example, if I want to configure some other bits, means what? I have to pass that particular value to the direction flag, direction register. Okay, so that you have to do. So next, I have to make my port 7 to go high.
Excuse me, sir.
So I'm going to pass PD for that one. It will be what? 1000. Yeah. Yeah.
Screen is like
Screen is not visible.
it's lagging, sir. It's getting delayed.
Okay. So can you able to see the screen now?
Yes.
Able to see the screen now. Kirtana?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. So now we'll start from beginning. So here you are going to have the header file, right? So as I told you that, so you're going to have the header file hash include lpc 214x.h. So similarly, I'm going to have the hash define clock 1. So this is for 16 bit. I'm going to initialize that one. So this is for switch 1. Okay, similarly, I'm going to define anti-clockwise direction. So I have to set that particular bit to set to 1. So that is 17th bit I'm going to use. So these are pre-configured in your hardware. Okay. So hash define stop 3. So 1 left shift of 10, which you are going to have. So this is to stop switch. 3 switches will be there. One switch you are going to use to rotate your direction in the clockwise direction. One switch you are going to use to make your motor to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. One switch will be there to stop the motor. Okay, so those are 3 switches. So now these switches are pre-configured by your hardware manufacturer. Okay, this is pre-configured by hardware manufacturer. So it is pre-configured by hardware manufacturer. So different colleges will be having the different hardware. So thus, depending upon the configuration of the hardware, we have to write the program. Okay, so that's what when you are dealing with the embedded system, it's the main problem. So whenever you want to write a code for your embedded system, first you have to read the hardware manual. That is manual which you have been given for the particular hardware. So next, when you are going to start with the main, as I told you that, so I want to make my port to be used as a output port or input port. So I'm going to make use of the direction register. So by making the direction register, I will make my configure as your port number 4, 5, 6, 7 to act as output port. So I will make port number 5, 6, 7 to act as output port. So how I have to do it then? I have to send 1 to this port. So if I want to send this port, so it will be 0x E0. So if you are going with the XLS, since this particular port's configuring a port is 32-bit, so normally what they are going to write it will be 00000. So now here it is nothing but 0x E0. So if you are going to have 0x E0, the binary equivalent of E is 1110 followed by 4 zeros. So this is for port 0. So this will be port 1, this will be port 2, this will be port 3, this will be port 4, this will be port 5, this will be port 6, this will be port 7. Okay, so this is, so I configured my port 5, 6, 7 to act as a output port by passing 1. So by using the IO direction register. So if you are setting a particular bit to 1, so it is going to tell that that particular port to be used as a output port. Okay, so from where I am going to give the commands. Okay, so now I have to set your 7th bit to 1. Now I have been configured to act as that particular port to be set, act as a output port. But always this particular bit should be 1. Always this particular 7th bit should be high. So always this bit should be high or enable pin. So that is an enable pin which should be high. So I have to set that particular pin by using the set register. I have set 0 is equal to 0x80. So if you are converting your 0x80 into binary equivalent, so it will be what? 10000000. So that is 0 bit, 1 bit, 2nd bit, 3rd bit, 4th bit, 5th bit, 6th bit, 7th bit. Okay, so that bit will be 1. So I am setting that particular bit to 1. So always that particular bit will be set to 1. So to high. So next, once you are done, so I will start writing the program to rotate. So now, while 1, so this will be done for the infinite amount of time. So now if not IO pin 1, if IO pin 1 and with clockwise 1. So now if it is not 1, so if it is not 0 means true. So if it is not 0, so that is if that those pin 1 and clockwise direction. So here you are going to set the clockwise direction and I am going to check that whether that particular pin is 1 or not. So if this particular pin is not 1, if this is pin is, assume that it is 0. So then I am going to do the AND operation. So when I am going to do the operation, 0 and 1 is 0. Then if not 0 is what? Not 0 is true. So if not 0 is equal to 1. Okay. So not 0 is what? If not true means what? If not false implicates that it is true. So now if your IO pin 1 is 0 and your clockwise direction is 1, so that is 0 and 1. It is going to do it. The output will be 0. So you are not using your IO pin 1 now. So then what I have to set? I have to set my motor to run in a clockwise direction. So that will be 1 left shift by 5 bit. So since your port 0.5 you are using to make your port to act as a set that particular bit to 1. So once you set that particular bit to 1, the motor will start rotating in the clockwise direction. So now your anti-clockwise direction, so it will be holding by your sixth port. Your sixth port is going to have that one. So now I have to make this particular port to be disabled. If I want to make this particular disabled, so what I need to do, I have to clear that particular bit which is there. So I'm going to clear it using the IO clear 0. IO clear 0 is going to clear the bit in the sixth position. So that means your PO dot 0.6 will be 0 and your PO dot 0.5 it will be 1. So this is how it is going to have. This is for clockwise direction. Okay. So this is for clockwise direction. Similarly, which pin is set and which pin is not set. I have to check that one. So if your pin numbers which is configured for your port 1 clockwise direction is 16 pin. So that I need to check whether that particular bit is 1 or not. So only if it is 1, if it is 1 means what? It is open. That particular switch is open. So if the switch is open, it should not rotate. Okay. So your IO pin will specify that whether that particular switch is open or not. So now when it comes to the next part, again if condition you are going to write. Okay. If I am going to check for the IO pin 1. So hello, any doubt?
Sir, explain once again that if condition, sir.
See here, IO pin 1 is there, right? So this is specifies the switch condition. Okay, this particular thing, whether its switch is open or not, it will check for that one. So switch is open or not. So this particular bit will be in 16th position. That is port 1 dot 16. So now, if the switch is not pressed, if the switch is not pressed, if the switch is pressed, so it will be having 1. Okay, it will be having 1. So now it will check with 1 and 1. So it will check with the clock 1 also. Clockwise is what it is going to replace with 1 left with 16. Okay, so if your IO pin 1 is not, initially it will be 1. So initially when it is open, it will be 1. Okay, only when it is closed, it will become 0. When it is open, it will be 1. When it is closed, it will become 0. So now if it is open, the bit position in that particular 16 bit will be 1. So that is 1 now, if it is open. Now, it is going to check, make an AND operation with the clock 1. So your clock 1 macro we are written here. What that is going to set? That is going to set your 16 bit to 1. Okay, so that is like this, it will be there. So 6 bit. So another 6. So 16th bit it will be there. Okay, so your pin is also set to 1 in this one. If it is open, your 16th bit will be 1. So it will give to 0 only if it is pressed. Okay, so now when you are not, when it is open, what is the value you are going to get? If you make the AND operation, again this particular bit will be 1 only. Okay, this particular bit you are going to get is 1. So now if not 1. Okay, if not 1 means what? Can you tell? If not 1. 1 represents what? True. Okay. If not true means what? False. This particular condition will not satisfy at that point. So only when it is closed, it will satisfy. Why? Because 0 and 1, it will be 0. Not 0, it will be true. Not 0 is nothing but not false. Not false means true. So only when it becomes true, it will enter the if condition. After entering the if condition, what it has to do? It has to set the port 5 to 1. It has to set the port 5 to 1 using the set register command. So I was set 0 to 1 left shift to 5. So 1 will be there, that will be shifting to 5 fifth position. Okay, so then if it is shifting to 1 position, fifth position, so then it will be setting your fifth bit to 1. So then your motor will start rotating in the clockwise direction. Similarly, what I need to do, the port which is controlling the anti-clockwise direction is port which is controlling your switch for anti-clockwise direction is port 7. Okay, port 7, that is 6. That is port 0.6. So that I have to make it as 0. So I am passing that. That's why I am going to make it as clear. I am using the clear command. So after sending the clear command, what it is going to make? So that particular bit 6 position will be there, right? That will be, even if it is 1 is there previously. Even if 1 is there previously, that will be set to 0 again. Any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, this is for clockwise direction. Similarly, I have to do it for the anti-clockwise direction. So for the anti-clockwise direction, I have to check for 6th bit. I have to check for 6th bit whether it is 1 or not. So its 6th bit is P1.17, which will be there. So in the 7th bit, it is 1. It is going to check with your anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so anti-clockwise 2, which have been initialized there. So it is going to check for that one. So if the switch is not pressed, it will be 1. 1 and 1. 1. Not 1, it will be false. Your motor will not rotate. Your motor will not rotate. So now, when the switch is pressed, so your switch is closed now. Once the switch is closed, so this particular IO pin 1 will be having 0 there. So that is in your 7th bit, 17th bit. So now it is going to check with 0 and 1. 0 and 1 is 0. Not 0 is true. If it is true, it will execute the commands inside your if condition. What I need to do at the time, I have to make my motor to rotate in clockwise direction. So for that one, I have to set my 6th bit. I have to set my 6th bit. So I am setting my 6th bit, that is 1 left shift 6. Okay, 6th bit I am going to set, and I have to clear the 5th bit. Previously, which have been set in the previous if condition, that I have to set it. So I am going to clear the 5th bit. Any doubt? Anybody having any doubt here? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Reply.
No, sir.
Now next is the condition when I press the third switch, which is nothing but your stop. Okay, when I stop switch is pressed, what I need to do? So either it should not rotate in the clockwise direction, or it should not rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. So to do that, for what I need to do? So wherever, so you are going to have configured with 1110, right? So now I have to make these 2 bits to 0. Instead of 1 1 is there, I want to make this term 0. Then only your motor will stop rotating either in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. So now I have to check that particular pin whether it is open or not. So if not, IO pin of 1 and with stop. So I have been declared your stop, right? So that is the 10th bit which you are going to have. So now if that particular switch is pressed, it will become open. That means it will become 0 if it is pressed. And 1. So and 1 is 0 and 1 is 0. Not 0. So not 0 is true. So it is nothing but not false. So not false is true, which you are going to have. So that will be executed there. So once it is executed, which bit I need to clear now? Both the bit. That is 6th bit also I have to clear, 5th bit also I have to clear. Okay. So I am going to make use of the program IO CLR 0, clear 0, 5th bit. Okay, I am setting that particular bit to 1. So when you set that particular 5th bit will be cleared to 0. So next I have to clear the 6th bit. So I am going to 1 shift left by 6 bit. So here your port 0.5 is equal to stop, that is clockwise direction, and your port 0.6 is equal to stop, that is in the anti-clockwise direction. So that is going to end. So here it is going to end of if. So next it will be end of while, and then it will be end of main. So this is how the program works. Anybody having any doubt with respect to the program? Anybody having any doubt? So only thing is you should know what are the ports your IO pin is operating and your switch are operating. So for normally switches will be operating in P1.16, P1.17, P1.10. So this is for clockwise direction. This is for anti-clockwise direction. This will be for stop. So all these ports are pre-configured. and it is manufacturer defined. So this will be manufacturer defined, which you are going to have. So anybody having any doubt here now? Anybody having any doubt in your interfacing the DC motor? Anybody having any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so this is your second program. So let us move for this third program, which is your stepper motor. Okay, so the third program which you are going to have, that is your 11th program which you are going to have. So here we are going to make use of the interface a stepper motor. Interface a stepper motor and rotate it in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so now if you talk about the basics of your stepper motor, so if you take the stepper motor, so here also, so the motor is going to rotate in terms of steps. It will rotate in terms of steps. Okay, so the motor rotate in terms of steps. How much rotation is going to make? The rotation will be by 1.8 degree. So the rotation which your stepper motor is going to take is 1.8 degree. At one step, it is going to rotate 1.8 degree. Okay. So now, if you take the stepper motor, so if you take the stepper motor, you are going to have the coils, right? So this we have seen there. So this is one coil. This will be another coil. This will be another coil. This will be another coil. So similarly, I am going to refer this one as A, B, C, D. So these are the windings which will be there in your stepper motor. So if you go through the basics of your third module. Okay. So now these ports are controlled by some pin numbers. So the pin numbers to control your this particular port is 32. So that is port 1, 24. So this particular port it is going to use. So next it is port B is used. It is this particular winding B is used by port 1, 25 port. So A is for, I have to set, it will be connected to your port 1 24 bit and your winding B. So that will be given to port 1 25 bit, and winding C it will be given for port 1 26 bit, and your D is going to specify port 1 27 bit. Okay. So if you take the LPC 2148, so if you are going with P1 24 pin, so it is pin number is 32. So if you go with port 1 25, the pin number is 28. So if you go with port 1 26, the pin number is 24. So if you go port 1 27, the pin number is 64. So totally we have seen that your LPC 2148 is a 64 pin IC. So this is a 64 pin IC which you are going to have. So after these 64 pins, your port 1.24 is going to have used in 32nd pin. Your port 1.25 is going to be used in 25th pin. Your port 1.26 will be used in 24th pin, and your port 1.25 will be used in 64th pin. Now, only thing what we have to keep in your mind is we have to configure your all your port 1.24, port 1.25, port 1.26, and port 1.27 to configure as an output port, because I have to send the current to that particular coil to get energized. So this is controlling what? Winding A, winding B, winding C. So this is controlling your winding A. So this port 1.27 is controlling your winding B. Your port 1.26 is controlling winding C, and your port 1.27 is controlling winding D. Okay. So those things has to be configured now first. So now, when you are going to have the coil is energized, so assume that I have to give the numbers to port numbers I am going to give. So I have to set particular port 2. So when you set that particular port, obviously these two coils get energized. So once it is energizing, so the magnetic flux will be generated here. Once the magnetic flux is generated, So the traction is going to take place. The motor which will be there, it will be moved this direction. By how much? By 1.8 degree. So I have to energize the coil here. So I have to energize the coil. Okay, so energize here also the same thing. But here, what is the limitation is the motor, whatever the motor, it is going to rotate. It will be rotated in terms of steps. So how much step it is going to rotate? The rotation will be taken care in steps of 1.8 degree. The rotation is going to happen in terms of 1.8 degree. Okay, so now when you see the block diagram of your motor, so it is going to have like this. So it's going to have coil will be there, coil. So this will be connected to 12 volts. Okay, so all these are connected through the transistor. So here, why we are using the transistor is your transistor will be acting as a switch. So we have seen from the basics of your electronics. So transistor can be used for two different purposes. So one is as an amplifier, one other is as a switch. So here, whatever the transistor you are going to use, so that will be acting as a switch. Okay, so that will be acting as a switch. So this is for winding A, this is for winding B, this is for winding C, this is for winding D. So these are windings with respect to that particular A, B, C, D. Okay, so these are nothing but the transistor. So this is nothing but the transistor. So these are transistor. Okay. So transistor to act as switch. Okay, that will be acting as switch. Or in some books they are going to refer it as driver circuit. What it is to drive? So it is going to drive the circuit for motor. Which type of motor? Stepper motor. Okay, stepper motor. So only thing which you have to configure here is we have to configure to make your port 1 dot 24, 25, 26, 27 to act as output port. To act as output port, what I need to send for that particular bits, I have to send one output port. Okay, so that we have to do. So next, when you are going to have, so initially what you are going to have, so initially all the ports will be 0. So initially all the ports will be 0. Okay. So next, using the direction register, I have to make this particular port to be enabled to act as a output port. First, I have to make use of the direction register. With the help of the direction register, I will make this particular port to be used as output port. Okay, port 1, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so that is bit number which you are going to have. So now, to have the organizing the coil, so whenever the current flows through coil, so what will happen? So as I told you that the magnetic field will be generated. So whatever the magnetic field it is going to generate, that particular magnetic field in turns generate the torque. When it is generating the torque to the rotor, so you are going to have the stator and rotor inside your motor, right? So that particular rotor, what it is going to have, so that will start moving in the anti-clockwise direction, depending upon the type of the magnetic field which has been established, or depending upon the type of the coil, how it will be energized. So if it is energized from this side, so it will be anti-clockwise direction. So if it is energizing from this side, this will be clockwise direction. So that's how it is going to have. So now when you are writing, this is the explanation for your stepper motor. Okay. So next, when you are going to have to write the program. So here also you are going to have the switch. One to rotate in the clockwise direction, other to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. The same way what we have written in the previous. Okay. So here also we are going to start with your hash include LPC 214H. That is all. It is going to have the header file which is having the necessary functionalities or registers inside this particular header file. So next I am going to define your clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. So if I am going to have the clockwise direction, So same, I'm going to set my 16-bit to 1. So that is your switch 1, which is going to have switch 1. So switch 1, as previously told, it is port 1.16. So similarly, you are going to have the hash defined anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so anti-clockwise direction, anti-clockwise. Okay, that is for port 17. So that is going to be made use by port 1.17. That is for switch 2, which you are going to have. So now, between the steps which you are going to have. So we have the coil and it has to rotate in terms of steps. When it is rotating in terms of steps, what will happen? So if the speed of the processor. So here one more thing you are going to have, the synchronization has to be done. What synchronization has to be done? The synchronization has to be done with the speed of processing of the computer, speed of processing of CPU or computer, and speed of your motor. Because here, whatever the motor it is rotating, the motor is rotating in terms of steps. The motor is rotating in terms of steps. That's why I have to synchronize it. Since it is rotating in terms of steps, I have to synchronize. But that is not the case with your motor. So since in the motor it is not rotating in terms of steps, it is simply rotating. It is not rotating in terms of steps. Since here in the stepper motor, it is going to rotate in terms of steps, I have to control the speed. Okay, I have to control the speed with respect to the matching to the speed of the processing unit of the CPU. Because as and when I'm throwing the ball, the same example, as and when I'm throwing the ball, you have to receive at the receiving end. So if you are not receiving at the receiving end at the same time, what will happen? Whatever the data you have been sent, it will fall down. For that particular purpose, what they are going to do is they are going to introduce the delay program. So they are going to introduce one delay program in the beginning only, void delay. So you are going to have the void delay of void, which you are going to have. So that is unsigned int, some variable I'm going to have, some delay I'm going to give, that's it. Some program I'm going to write. Any problem? Any doubt? So now for z is equal to 0, z less than 40,000, z plus plus, some operation I'm going to do, that's it. Yeah, I'm doing some operation. Don't worry about what operation it is doing. So that is, it is just killing the time of the CPU. So it is used for delay. What it is doing, it is killing the time of CPU so that the synchronization has to be done. So to synchronize between the motor and the CPU. So to synchronize between motor and CPU. Okay, this is what the delay program which we are going to write it. So next, once it is done, okay, once it is done, so we are going to start with your main program. Okay, we are going to start with your main program. So when you start with your main program, it is int main of void, which you are going to have. So next, int I. So as I told you that we are going to make use of the port 24 to 27. So I have to make this particular port to act as output port. So if I want to act as output port, so what is the command I have to set? How the direction register has to be set? So since it is port 1, it will be IO direction 1. So port 1 will be referred by IO direction register 1. So since it is 24 to 27, so what it is going to have? So first, if you are going to have 0 to 3 is one hexadecimal value, 4 to 8 is another decimal value, 9 to 12 is another decimal value. So next is 13 to 16, one decimal value, and then 17 to 20 is another decimal value, 21 to 24. So then so here, so then 35 to 28, so similarly 29 to 32. So these bits I have to set. So that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to set that particular bit, I will make my IO direction register. Okay, so I will make. So these registers, what I am going to do? So I am going to set those values, that is 0, X 0 F 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, so here it is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So from 25th, it's going to write it here. Okay, 0 to 23, it will be there here. 0 to 23. Okay, from 24 to 27. That is, this F represents what? P027 to P127 to P124. So that will be set to 1. So if it is set to 1, what your port, that particular ports will be acting as, those ports will be acting as a output port. Those ports will be acting as a output port. So next I need to clear. Okay. So initially I will make those ports to be low. So for that one, I will use the IO clear 1. So I will make those ports to be cleared because I don't want some values to be there in that particular ports. For that one, I'm going to make use of the clear function, clear register. So I'm sending 0 to those particular ports. So at that time, all your PO, P1, 21, P1, 25, 26, and 27, all will be initialized with 0. All this port will be initialized with 0. Okay. So next, I have to check that which particular pin of the is pressed. I have to check the status of the switch. Next. So I'm going to have the infinite loop inside that one. So next, once the while loop starts, so just in the next slide, I'm going to write it. So here all the same thing. So it is going to check that whether your switch is open or not. I open one slash with so anti-clockwise direction. I will check with the anti-clockwise direction first. Okay. So it is going to make what? It is going to check first status of the switch, whether the switch is open or not. So now, if the switch is open, what it means? So if switch is open, it will be 1. So your IO pin will be 1. So switch is open, switch open, switch open. So your IO pin 1 will be 1. So then it is 1 and 1. So if it is 1, not 0, it will not rotate. So since that particular switch is not pressed. So if it is pressed, so if it is pressed means what? It is 0 and 1. 0 and 1 is 0. If not false is nothing but true. If not false is nothing but true, it will enter the if condition. So inside the if condition, it has to continuously rotate, right? It has to continuously rotate the motor, stepper motor. So for that one, what I need to do, for I is equal to 0, I is less than 50, I plus plus. So I am giving the steps. So how many steps? 50 steps I am going to write. So first I am going to energize the coil with respect to pin number 24. First I am going to energize the coil number 24, that is 0x 01 0 0 0 0 0 0. So next I am going to give the delay. So next I am going to energize pin. First I am going to energize 24th port. Next I am going to energize 25th port. Next I am going to energize 26th port. Next I am going to energize 27th port. So if I want to energize 27th port, it will be 0x02 0 0 0 0 0 0. So again I am going to give the delay here. Okay. So next coil which has to be generated energized is 0x04 0 0 0 0 0. Again I am going to give the delay. So similarly next IO pin 1. So that I am going to set it what? So 0x08. Okay, 08. That is I am going to set that particular bit to 1. 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, then I am going to give the delay. So I'm going, my for loop is going to work here. My for if condition is going to work here. So this is for what? Anti-clockwise direction. This will be for anti-clockwise direction. So this is to energize port 1 24th bit. This is to energize port 1 25th bit. This is to energize port 1 26th bit. This is to energize port 1 27th bit. Okay. So any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? So just any doubt? Any doubt?
No, sir.
So now, can you tell what is the change I have to do if I want to go with the anti-clockwise direction? Can anyone tell? What's the change in this particular part of the code I have to do if I am going with the clockwise direction? So if you have understood this one, you can tell that one. What's the change I have to do if I want to make my program to run in the clockwise direction?
The if condition will give the
Yeah. Instead of a clock, it should be clock. Okay. So I will make just a change here. So later I will write it once again. So instead of a clock, so it should be clockwise. The same thing I'm going to have. So first, what I need to energize in the reverse direction means first which port I have to energize first. Whether it's 24, I have to energize, or 27, I have to energize. If it's anti-clockwise direction, I have to energize 24. If it is a clockwise direction, first I need to energize 27. Okay, so if it is a clockwise direction, I need to 1 minute. So this 4, this 2, this 2. So here I need to energize first P1.27. Next I need to energize 26 port. Next I need to energize 25th port. So next I am going to energize 24th port. So now what is the change here in this particular IOPN is equal to how much here now? 0 cross 0, 8, 0, 0, 0. Then you give the delay. Next if I want to energize 26 port, 0x0, 4, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So next if I want to energize 25th bit, it will 0x0, 2, 0, 0, 0. If I want to energize 24th pin, I add this 0x0, 1, 0, 0, 0. So any doubt? So I have to energize in the reverse fashion. That's it now. So if it is an anti-clockwise direction, first I need to energize 24. Next I need to energize 25. Next is I need to energize 26. Next I need to energize 27. But when you want to, this is anti-clockwise direction. So this will be your clockwise direction. So if it has a clockwise direction, first you have to energize 27. Next you have to energize 26. Next you have to energize 25. Next you have to energize 24. So this is only that small difference which you have to keep in your mind. How to energize it. So instead of anti-clockwise direction, you have to check with respect to the condition of clock 2. So the number of steps which this particular program is going to write is 500. But if I want to have one complete revolution, so if I want one complete revolution of my motor, okay, so for one complete revolution. So for one complete revolution, how many degrees your motor has to rotate? For one complete revolution, how many degrees your motor has to rotate? Can anyone tell? So if you have rotation, how many degrees your motor has to rotate? It will be 360 degree. So now, as the motor, the number of steps it is going to rotate is 1.8 degree. So now, step size, okay, step size is 1.8 degree. So now, number of step required. So if that is having number of step required by stepper motor, to complete one full revolution. To complete one full revolution is equal to how much? That will be 60 degree by 1.8 degree. That will be 200 steps. So your stepper motor will take 200 steps to complete one rotation of the stepper motor. Okay. So here also, instead of 50, I can give, if I give 200, it will complete one full complete revolution. One complete revolution will be rotated if I am giving 200 in place of 50. So it's going to have one complete revolution, which you are going to have. Okay. So anybody having any doubt here now in your stepper motor? Anybody having any doubt with respect to the program? So only thing is, I'm not talking with respect to your hardware here. So if you take, when you go to the company also, when you want to start writing the program, you have to take the hardware manual of the hardware which you are using there. Because when you are working in a company, what will happen is different companies will be using different hardware. So now when you are taking the different hardwares will be configured in different forms. So they will, one company will use the port port 1.1 or 2 or 3 as for your clock to energize the coil. Some companies may use 5, 6, 7, 8 to energize the coil. Some companies may use 10, 11, 12, 13 for energizing the coil, because that is their proprietary. Okay, that is their proprietary, because they don't want to use the same port number what others are using. Because if I am doing something means what, I have to show to the world that I am different, right? So only if I am different, then only people will know me. So if I am like other person, nobody will see me. So that's what you have to advertise yourself. So that's what in the embedded system market, they are going to do all these things. So they are going to make sophisticated embedded system by sending the different port numbers. Okay. By sending different port numbers which are going to have. So depending upon the different hardware manufacturers, so that particular port will be used. So always you keep in your mind when you are discussing with respect to ARM. So first you have to have the port number, you should know port numbers, you should know port numbers. So as we have seen, it is port 0 and port 1. So those two things you should know. So and then you should know how it is configured. So whether which port when after the port, so I have to configure it. Configure the port to act as input or output, because what type of data you have to send, whether you have to send, whether you are getting the data from the outside hardware or whether you are passing the data to the hardware. So that depends whether it is input or output. So if the data is coming from the hardware to the processor, then it will be input. So when you are going to have the input, so specify if it is input means what. So if it is, so that is from hardware to processor. Okay. So output means what? Output port means what? You are sending from processor to hardware. So here the interface which you are using is stepper motor. So here the hardware, what it is going to have is stepper motor, that's it. So that's why we are sending the data from the processor to the hardware, which is stepper motor here. But it is not the case. When you are using your keyboard interface, when you want to get the input from the keyboard, then your port will be acting as an input port. At the time, the configuration will be different for that particular port. That you should know all these things. Okay. So the next which you are going to have is your IO direction register. Okay. So in IO direction register is going to tell you that, so IO direction 0 is for port 0. IO direction 1 is for port 1. So it is for corresponding port to be configured. So, okay, paradigm port to be configured as input or output. Okay, so using these two commands, either it may be IO direction 0 or IO direction 1. To select a particular port, you are going to have the select pins. Okay, so that is IO select 0, IO cell 0, IO cell 1, IO cell 2. So this is going to make use of PO1, PO.1 to PO.15. So this is going to make use of PO15.PO.31. So your IO cell 2 is going to make use of P1 16.P131. So next you have to set that particular pins to high. So that is going to have IO pin 1 or IO pin 2. Either you can use this one or you can use your IO set. So IO set 0 is for port 0, IO set 1 for port 1. So when there are 0 and 1, it specifies which port. It will specify which port to be used and configured. Okay, similarly, if you want to clear a data, you have to make use of IO clear 0 for that particular bit or IO clear 1 for that particular bit. So that is how we are going to make use of. So if you know all these basics, then you can write your program by your own for any hardware. It is not only for the hardware which is there in your lab. So you can write, if you know all these basics properly, then you can write the program for any of the hardware, provided the manual is there for that particular hardware. Because different vendors is going to have the different port address. So when you are going to have the different port address, so with respect to that particular port address, you have to communicate. Okay, so the communication has to be established. The communication has to be established. Okay. So I will stop here now. Okay.